This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Where we want to educate you about our market, empower you to make wise decisions, and help you engage with our expert contributors. There was an article recently in Mansion Global, and the title was Secondary Cities in the U.S. that are prime real estate investment opportunities, and Las Vegas is listed as the number one opportunity. And it says in Las Vegas, the median asking price for a luxury home, defined as the top 5%, was $1.15 million. And they're talking about the growth in the luxury market here, which has expanded dramatically with the advent of that development by Discovery in southern Summerlin, and then you've got the developments down in Henderson, Ascaya, and so forth. The lid's been raised.
Oh, yes.
Big time.
High-rise is blown the top off the market here.
So they're liking our city for our opportunities in the luxury market, which is an interesting thing because in the past, I had always noticed, like when these golf course communities grew, you had Spanish Trail, then you went to Canyon Gate, and then you went to Red Rock, and then you went, and people would move from one to the other and step up a little bit and create, and the vacancy, the vacuum would get filled in by people coming into the valley. Now you're seeing them jump to a level that we've never seen before. The price for these, just for the lots, is crazy. Let's talk about the other end of the spectrum, and it's important to talk about this. We've talked about this in the past. Is affordable housing in Southern Nevada? It's a problem right now. For people who make a decent income, it's hard to find a home they can afford to purchase. So North Las Vegas, there was an article in the paper last week in the RJ by Blake Apgar. In North Las Vegas, the city council took an early step to bring a more affordable housing development. They've rezoned 85 acres near Deer Springs Way in Losee to make a room for 1,200 homes. And it's a type of development that will be much, much more affordable for people, and I'm glad to see it. I hope we see more of that. We need that. I'm a big advocate of home ownership, and I think we need to create entry-level properties for people to get involved with it.
Yeah, and that's true. The city also offers some other programs to help with the down payment.
Yep.
Down payment assistance, first-time buyer program, and all of that makes a lot of sense, especially when to move to an apartment. The average is about $3,500 to $6,000 just to move into an apartment.
Sure.
So, better yet, just move into a house, especially with the assistance program for those people.
That's a great point. When we talk about home ownership, oftentimes I'll say my commentary to people, particularly who haven't been involved in real estate or maybe afraid of it or just young and just don't understand it, is do you want to pay rent to somebody else or pay rent to yourself? Buy down your own principal in your mortgage, and you're basically paying the same, if not less, overall. And then over time, you're building up some money in equity in your home. Why would you not want to do that?
Well, that and the tax break. They get to write off those taxes yearly, and so they'll see a significant increase, especially if they're getting a tax back from the government.
Now, an interesting thing in Las Vegas is, to me, when we talk about we were really talking about the transition, flipping homes. Sometimes a seller will come to me and say, "Hey, Harvey, I want to sell my house," and I'll look at the house, and it's in a lot of disrepair. They weren't taking care of it, and I can't say, hey, by the way, you weren't taking care of your house. But what I do say is maybe you want to flip your own home. Let's not let someone else make the money in the transaction. Let's do it ourselves. So go ahead and let's fix these things. Now, that runs contrary to some of the things I see, like when you watch TV and people spend a ton of money upgrading their kitchen and bathrooms just before they move. Sometimes that's not always effective. But if everything's in such disrepair, why wouldn't the homeowner want to make that profit as opposed to handing it off to somebody else?
Well, that's true. And what you have is you're ethical. So you see a lot of unethical people out there who say, yeah, you know what? I'll buy the house.
Yeah.
I'll turn it and flip it.
Yeah.
And that if that person is your client.
Shame on you.
Exactly.
Shame on you. And you're right. One of the reasons we do the program is because we want people to know that real estate, in my mind, the difference between a realtor and an agent is the code of ethics, and to me, it's an important element of what we provide. And when people entrust me with some of the most important financial decisions in their life, I take that responsibility extremely seriously.
This has been Las Vegas Real Estate Now. Thanks for listening, and remember to tune in every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. on 101.5 FM, 720 a.m. KDWN.